15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Miami Dolphins. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Black Ultra. Blaster, 6.
Throwing to start here is Tua. They complete it to Hill. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations, quite the accomplishment.
Blue striker.
From the 24, Tua. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Tua finding Gesicki there for a Dolphin first. Looking to pass, Tua. This pass on target, Velus Jones with it. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
Here we go.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on third down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be fourth down.
Let's go now. Ten cycles. Set.
They'll run for it with Akers. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth.
I don't believe that was called right here in the moment. I believe this was called during practice this week, that he was going to decide to be aggressive even on his own side of the field.
Just you mean because it's the opening drive, maybe they had this scripted?
I think that he just talked about it with his team and said, listen, I'm confident in you. If we end up in this situation, we'll go for it early just to set a tone.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But just an excellent play there by the defense. Not only pick it, but take it back, because Charles looked like they were in a groove passing the football, several completions until that mistake.
They certainly did appear to be locked in, and with how this offense is moving along, I know we certainly didn't expect to see a pick to end this series. Whatever the cause was, maybe they tipped one of those scripted plays, maybe the defender just made a great read. It has certainly quickly changed the tone of this one.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Tua sets up to pass it. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now Tua. Open man is Waddle, complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to it quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He is going to find Hill here. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. This defense for the Jags, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fields it right around the goal line. Oh, good-looking return set up here. Taking it right down Broadway. And down inside the 10, they finally stop him. But what a return. It'll be 1st and goal.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens. But you have to figure, they thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep him out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
Tagovailoa trying again after the pick 6. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Foyesade Oluokun. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases.
That shit went. You just ain't see him in the shadow, yo. He was right there the whole time. Oh yeah, yo, Waddle and Hill gone. I don't know where they at. They supposed to be catching somebody. They gave you. Yeah, they owe for that. That's fact. I tried to make it. That's why I went wide with Fuller's to make you go into the other one. Shit, definitely. Them checkdowns scary when you got that versus that man coverage. The first one was phony. The one Nicholson caught, that was phony. But I know you had to throw it real quick because Walker.
over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, what's it called? Nicholson blitzed and put his arm, like, had to do the one arm shit and all that. Yeah, that was phony. Yeah, that's because Walker came free. I seen that shit. I seen that whole shit develop. Oh God.
Now Lawrence to throw. That's complete to Tony. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on third down. Here's Lawrence. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 59 yards.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, let's go.
Now Lawrence. Touchdown. Jamal Agnew, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jags have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys.
He's got a man complete. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's Tua. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
Let's go.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Blaster, 6. Ready?
From the gun, it's Tua. And that will be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter? A nice little
Lawrence hit and the ball is free. And the Dolphins have got it. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat. Brought the heat there and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keon Crossen. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. But such a costly interception, nearly a pick-6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few.
Then he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Cam Akers, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have cut it back within a score. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they're within 7 now, 28-21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone will come free.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he is going to lose yardage here. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Tua going to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Monte Nicholson picks it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Let's go.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And I think the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blink.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that challenge, a successful one. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the 1st down sack. Lawrence, open man right side is Tony. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Lawrence on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
These guys have to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a
Chill, yo. You try. I think you try to time it.
Hey, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Oh, that might have been because everybody was sitting in the middle like that. You never know with this mad shit.
First down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2.
Chill. We needed that, yo. He was getting a little too close, yo. It was 28-21 just a second ago.
Extra point by
You don't gotta do all that. You don't gotta do all that. We can just take it into the half.
This will be a touchback. Set sails over the inline. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Finding room at midfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Eli Apple. And the Jagsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with Lawrence's arm, they may give him a shot to let this thing rip downfield. We'll see. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this 2nd half. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure, because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25, so at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
On play action, Lawrence. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. After the turnover, it's Tua. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Tua's throw. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Jags grab it. The big fella past the 20. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect 2nd half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
Well, it reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 20 line. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Xavier Howard. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got...
He's got a man, complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, you know, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. To try again after the sack. Tua. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down in distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
Flushed out right. He is going to find Hill here. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Akers going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Ready?
Akers again. And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. Cam Akers, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins get a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, now Breida loses it. And the Dolphins have got it. So a turnover there on the kickoff. And don't look now, but that just made things a little more interesting.
Very interesting, because when you're trailing in a game, these are mistakes that you pray for. You just went down and scored. Now you get the football right back with another great opportunity.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Tua. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Blue strike.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this one is incomplete.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
Sanders' kick is good. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3 with a starting field position like that. 3's not what you're banking on.
And you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball to the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
I know they're down, but starting the 3rd quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel But they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA and power forward. It's a really difficult task.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Watch out for Hill on the return. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
Ready.
From the 40 now on second down. Tua looking downfield for Jones. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down.
Here we go.
This offense on third down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Fly through.
Tua sets up to pass it, getting this out to the flat. Mostert, and he is going to have the Dolphins first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out in the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
And he gets it down to the 32. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Troy Pride. And the Jaguars will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
4th down. Here's Lawrence. Man open. Here is Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Up the middle with Eckler. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
That'll give him 8 that time. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jags come up empty on 4th down, and the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He starts with a give to Akers, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the 41, Tua looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a 1-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Red, yellow.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. A solid stiff arm. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Tua now on 1st down. On the out route, he's got Mostert. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. He'll look to Gesicki on the out route. Ball is caught. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down. Looking to pass. Tua. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that will bring up 2nd down. Tua going to throw. Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Raheem Mostert, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Here's Lawrence. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Back to throw, Lawrence. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations. Hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. It can be exotic.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A run with Mostert up the middle. And that not what they wanted. They lose yards on first down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And some room to maneuver. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And his kick is good. From 52 yards away, he gets it to go. And it'll be a good time in South Beach tonight. The Dolphins have won the game. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession game at the end,
about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
Yeah, they held them to just 7 points. And if you rewatch the game tape, and I did multiple times, it was amazing to me that the other guys even got 7. They were absolutely dominating on that side of the football.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. 7 yards there and a first down. The Bills at 7-3 now on the year. And they've been in a great groove. Winners of 7 of their last 10 now on the year.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Allen. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. Down the sideline he goes. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Out of the gun, Watson. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Watson's throw complete to Reagor. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. A good pickup there, a 22.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Chubb with a carry on 1st down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's 2nd down. So, Charles, this defense, they definitely know that they've got their hands full here going up against a group that has won 7 straight. What's the key for them in this ball game?
Well, we asked their defensive coordinator that very question, and the response was, we have the mindset that they actually have to react to us, not the other way around. So it sounds to me like...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carlos Basham in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Yeah, just couldn't hang on to the slant. Here we go on 4th. Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Robinson now off the option. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force the 3rd down.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now a quick throw as they get it to Ayuk outside. And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Checks this one down to Robinson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll try to run with Robinson. He's going to be marked down very close to the 1st down marker, but it looks like he's a yard short. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And in fact, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take a blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
That's complete out left to Ayuk. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
2nd and 9. Throwing now is Allen. finding Knox there, complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating there.